We got a great crowd. Thanks everybody for coming. So we're kicking off the elections of 2014 in the right way, it looks like. So if everybody move in from the parking lot, your stuff will be okay. We had planned to start off with Governor. We actually have a candidate down here, Joe Allen, who he has to be here at the stage at 5:30 and he's not yet, so come on, Joe. In his stead, I'm going to bring up Dennis Ward, former state attorney, and I'll let Dennis talk or tell you what he wants to talk about. It's one of the referendum questions this year. Dennis Ward.
Thanks, Todd. Well, believe it or not, as the former state attorney for the Florida Keys, I have a new mission here, and it's supporting medical marijuana. As you know, the petition that went around last year passed, and Attorney General Bondi tried to have it stricken. The Florida Supreme Court, in a 4-3 decision, came out and supported the petition, and now it's going to be on the ballot in November. It's a constitutional amendment. We need 60% or better for this thing to pass. You will see something come out of the state legislature. There's 3 different bills in there now, but the one in November is the most important, because if we pass this, the state legislature can't take this one away from us. So we want doctors to make these decisions on what patients need to use medical marijuana, not politicians in Tallahassee. So I ask you for your support in November, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Dennis. I'll start with the thank yous too. As of interest, and as always, our partner FloridaKeys.com and the boss Clinton Barris right here on this video. We're actually streaming live all over the world right now via the internet. So the 3 people out there, hello. And for anybody that wants to see it later, or wants to either laugh at or commend the people that are speaking, we are recording this, and it will be on our YouTube page. And we've had great success with that, in all seriousness. It gets hundreds, combined thousands of hits for everything we do. So, again, FloridaKeys.com, we pay them almost nothing to do all of this.
Thank you.
So, don't look for a raise. With that, has Joe Allen? Come on, Joe. Our next governor, Joe Allen.
Yes, yes, yes. Hi, folks. Yes, my name is Joe Allen, or TJ Trinidad Joe, and I am running for governor of Florida. I just came back from a big program that the Miami Herald put on about the 477 kids who have been killed, who are in the Florida program for children and families. Now this has been tracked back over the past 6 years, which means it goes back to when Chris was governor and when Scott has been governor. And neither one of those people stopped it. So I don't know if you need another reason not to vote for those guys and vote for me, but go to the website, wewantjoe.com, go to Miami Herald, check it out, okay? And my simple plan is, if I'm elected, which should be, I will activate the National Guard, even if I have to put 1 guardman for each child to protect them. But right now, about 100 kids are killed every year in Florida, and they've been tracking this over the past 6 years. It's not just me saying, it's the Miami Herald, okay? Check it out. I'm not mudslinging. You know, maybe they're good to their mother. I am too, but, okay? I will not just try to elect a prom king or queen, okay? So don't just go because a person from your family, your party, or your club, or whatever it is, okay? This is much more important than that. And both of these men have been governors before, and come on. If you don't stop them, the next kids who are killed, the blame will also be on you, because now you know. If you didn't know, it was one thing. Now you know, and that is what's going on. I went to this program. You should have heard all the stupid excuses they gave. Okay? I'm also a teacher. I can talk about unemployment. There's about 500,000. There's about 500,000 unemployed people in Florida. We can talk about another time. WeWantJoe.com. Go to the website. Go to MiamiHerald.com. Thank you.
Thank you, Joe. 2 minutes goes fast. Are there any other gubernatorial candidates, anybody wanting to test the waters for governor? I must say that the subject that Joe brought up is very serious, and we make light of some things, but it's good that he brought it up, and it actually makes sense to use the races to bring serious things up sometimes. With that, State Rep District 120. This is currently held by Holly Rasheen. Holly's in Tallahassee, she told us, so she couldn't be here. I know she has an opponent from Homestead. Is that person here? Is anybody else thinking of running for state rep? All right. We will move into one I know we have. Mosquito control. Phil Goodman. Phil is the incumbent. He's a Republican. Come on up, Phil. Tell us why we should re-elect you.
My name is Phil Goodman. I am a 15-year resident of Cudjoe Key. I have been serving on the Mosquito Control Board for the last 3 years. I was appointed by the now current governor to fill a vacancy when Dick Riddell passed away shortly after his re-election 3.5 years ago. I believe in a very strong mosquito control, one that's very effective in controlling, because a very important part of our life here in the Florida Keys for our public health and for our economic stability. But I also believe in a very efficient mosquito control, one that returns value to the taxpayers here. I'm a fiscal conservative. I am a chemist and businessman by education. I spent 40 plus years in the private sector in the chemical industry. I retired 5 years ago as president and shareholder of a large international chemical corporation. So I'm much more familiar with being a businessman than I am a politician, and I'm happy to say that. But what I've done the last 3 years in mosquito control is I've introduced a lot of business concepts that are really well known, established in the business community, but maybe not that well known in the public sector. Things like strategic planning, things like staying within your budget, things like continuous improvement and managing reserves. And these things are paying off. As of now, this year, our budget is for operations is 20% less than what it was 3 years ago. We have over $4 million in reserves, and it's earmarked for various things. And we're controlling mosquitoes very effectively. And we are well on our way to having a really great mosquito control. But there's much to do. There's still a lot more to do, and I'm looking forward. I want to return again for 4 years. If I'm fortunate enough, I plan to run on my record now, and if I'm elected, I will continue it to stay the course. So I look forward to your vote. I appreciate your vote in this election cycle. Thank you.
Thank you, Phil. Just to let everybody know, I didn't really say it, but we have a lot of people. We're trying to move it along. We give each candidate or potential candidate 2 minutes to introduce themselves and tell you a little bit about themselves. We have to try to keep it going because you'll see there's a lot of people. The reason you can hear them is thanks to Kelly over here with Audio Video in Paradise. She's been with us from the beginning. I think everybody knows if you can't hear it, the event falls apart. So wave in the parking lot if you can hear me. Good. And it's working. But with that, we're going to go move right back into the Mosquito Control Board. And we have an incumbent, Jack Bridges. Sit down, Jack. He's not running. But as an open seat, we have 3 candidates that we know about here. And if anybody else is going to run, please make your way up. We'll start out with Eddie Martinez. Eddie, can you make your way up?
How you doing, everybody? My name is Eddie Martinez. I am running for Mosquito Control, District 5, Jack's open seat. Me personally, I'm a professional surveyor and mapper. Most importantly, I'm a father of 4 girls and a husband, so I have experience in managing a lot of your help. Thank you.
Thank you, Eddie. Next up, Jeff Bailey. Come on up, Jeff. We're using the handicap accessible stage for Jeff.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jeff Bailey, and I am also running for Mosquito Control Board in District 5. I'm a veterinarian in Key Largo. I've been up there for about 10 years, down here for a few years before that. being a veterinarian, obviously we deal with mosquitoes and mosquito control, mosquito-borne diseases on a daily basis. And I'd like to help, as my opponent was saying, to bring some of my experience to help get the scientific programs established. We're using a lot of the similar medications that we use to treat mosquitoes with dogs and cats, and there are a lot of new programs and new treatments coming out that I'd like to see implemented so we can get complete mosquito control on a lot of different levels. Genetically modified organisms obviously is a big topic too for discussion that is one of the things I'd like to deal with. That's really all I have to say. Thank you guys very much.
Thank you, Jeff. Something I noticed, that prop, the cane is a good prop. Tapping it every time makes your point. So, Thomas McDonald, come on up.
Hi, as he said, my name's Tom McDonald. Oops. And I'm running for District 5, the open seat. I've lived in the Upper Keys for over 35 years. I'm a CPA. I've had my practice there. I met my wife there, married, have 5 children. And I've served on different boards in the Keys before, right here in Key West on the Florida Keys Aqueduct Authority with Bob Dean and the late Kermit Lewin. And I've served as the chairman of the Mariners Hospital Board. I've been president of the Florida Keys CPAs, past president of Rotary. I've served on all kinds of boards, including the Mosquito Control Board in the late 90s. Now I know the issues have changed since then, but I've been updated by the officials. And I currently support the efforts of the director to move forward with innovations, but in a cautious manner, so that we can determine whether or not some of these new inventions will work efficiently and safely, and the science is out on that yet, so when that's in, we'll see how far we go forward with that. I am a budget hawk as a CPA. I'm not an axe murderer. I believe in doing it intelligently, but I believe in finding value for your money. So if you vote for me, I'll do my best to kill the mosquitoes without killing you with taxes. Thank you.
I'm going to remember that one, Thomas. Not an axe murderer. It's excellent.
That's a good campaign.
Before we bring up the non-controversial school board elections, I want to thank Salute, and a big hand for Richard Hatch and his people. This event has grown and grown, and just look around, we're 10 deep. All right, for school board, we'll start out with District 4, incumbent John Dick. Doesn't currently have an opponent. We'll see if it stays that way. Come on up, John.
What do you mean non-controversial? We've had a few once in a while, all right? I'm John Dick, and I'm running to stay on the school board. I've already had my trial by fire, and we've accomplished a lot. We still have more to do, and I think everybody's waiting to hear some other candidates speak. So you've heard a lot from me over the years. I don't think you need to hear much more. I need your support if anybody runs against me. So far they haven't. But one thing I will tell you, I will always do what I think is right for the students, for the staff, and for the taxpayers of Monroe County. You're going to know how to juggle the 3 items, the 3 people that we work for, the 3 entities that we work for, and I think I've done a fair job doing that, and I will continue. Thank you very much.
Thank you, John. Thanks for your service. District 1 would be next. Robin Smith Martin is the incumbent, and he's decided not to seek re-election, so we really thank Robin for his service. But with an open seat, we have an open election. So first up will be Stuart Kessler.
Thank you. My name is Stuart Kessler. I'm running for the District 1 school board seat. I just wanted to introduce myself a little bit to everyone. I've spent the better part of my entire adult life in service of public education, trying to better it for the children. Currently, I serve as the chairman of the Audit and Finance, the Volunteer Audit and Finance Committee for this school board. I've served for the last 4 years. My colleagues on that board have elected me their chairman for 3 of those 4 years. I've also was selected by the school board to serve on the strategic planning committee last year and developed a strategic plan for the board. The school board has also selected me to perform volunteer service as a special review and auditor for both the HOB construction project as a volunteer and also for some of the employment systems. In addition to that service on the Monroe County School Board, I'm a parent. I've had 3 children graduate from Key West High School. They've all done very well. We've been very pleased with the education. My youngest daughter did so well at getting an education here in Monroe County that she got a full scholarship to Duke University, where she is now, and she parlayed her Monroe County education to a Phi Beta Kappa election just recently. So that was. We have a very good system, and there's a lot more that we can do to improve it. Now, before I moved here to Key West 10 years ago, I was on the school board up north in Pennsylvania. I was elected for 5 terms. My colleagues on that school board elected me their chairman for 11 straight years. The Pennsylvania School Board Association also elected me their vice chairman. The National School Board Association made me a regional director. My educational background includes a law degree. I practiced law, including a lot of public education for 23 years. I also have an MBA in public finance with an emphasis in public finance and also an accounting degree. As a member of the audit committee, I know there's a lot of work to be done yet for the audit committee. And I think that with my experience and familiarity, these problems are solvable. I've done it before and we can do it again. Thank you for considering support. My name is Stuart Kessler, District 1. Thank you.
Thank you, Stuart. Next up, Warren Lamar. Wow, Warren.
Good evening. My name is Warren Lamar, and I hope to count on you for your vote for School Board in District 1. I came to Key West in 1985 as a teenager. I came to Key West in 1985 as a teenager. And I'm sorry, I'm not good at public speaking. And during that time, I have worked hard to ensure a comfortable life for my family and to pay forward to this town who has welcomed me. I have owned and operated Coco Palms Jamaican Beyond the restaurant for 20 years. And today I'm the owner of Destination Catering and Events. My wife, Abby, is the manager of Historic US Inns. My daughter, Felicia, is a student at Montessori Charter School. And my oldest daughter, Allison, is a chef in Miami. I'm running for school board because we need to refocus education. We need to start focusing on the purpose of our public schools, which is to prepare all our children to be productive members of society and to encourage more of our effective teachers and leaders to share their methods. We need to strengthen partnerships with organizations such as the Boys and Girls Club, a positive step of Monroe County with their Youth Build program, Take Stock for Children, and our Florida Keys Community College. And we need to expand programs within the schools to keep all our children engaged. Ladies and gentlemen, fact is, children who would drop out are 8 times more likely to end up in our criminal justice system. And God forbid that any one of us should be on the receiving end of a child that is not engaged. I want to thank you all for coming this evening because it showed me you care and I care too. I welcome your continued involvement as we go forward to providing our children with the best possible opportunity to learn, to grow, and ultimately to succeed. Thank you.
Did a nice job, Warren. It's a lot harder to do this than people think. So. All right. I also see Robin Smith Martin in the back. Wave to everybody, Robin. Thanks again for your service. All right, this brings us to School District 5. The incumbent's Ron Martin. Ron, come on up.
Ron, you guys can do better than that. Just take a good look at me, because the picture of the Key West citizen keeps running. I mean, I'm better looking than that, so just remember that. As you know, I'm finishing we're working on my 4th year now on the school board. I'm the present chairman. We have been under transition since I've been on the board. I can stand here though and tell you today, folks, the school system is better off today than it has been in the last 4 or 5 years, and we're going to continue the transition and make positive efforts forward. A little bit about my background. I'm a veteran. I'm a Vietnam vet. I was born in Kentucky. I still have an accent. I moved to Key Largo in 1973 as a young kid, right out of the Army, out of college, and started teaching at Coral Shores High School. I worked at Coral Shores High School until 2010, so you can add up the numbers. There's a lot of years there. I was a teacher, taught accounting, economics, business law, employability skills, and marketing. Then became a teacher on special assignment, worked as a dean of students, and I really loved that job. Went back to get my master's at Northwestern in Louisiana, came back and worked as an AP for a few years, and then was appointed principal in 2004 and retired in 2010 as principal of Coral Shores High School. My son grew up in the Keys, born here in Key West, graduated from Coral Shores, and is very successful in a business in Tennessee. The schools in the Keys are good schools, and you know, the high schools are good schools. The teachers in the Keys are working their rear ends off. That's the only thing right now that I think that I haven't seen come to fruition is a legitimate contract with the teachers, and we're going to get that done. If there's any teachers out there, just bear in mind I'm hearing you. So, you know, if you want experience, somebody that's been up through the ranks, that's done everything in education and a few other things, vote for Ron Martin, August 26th, I believe, in the primary. And it's important that you vote, folks. That's a real important thing. Thank you again. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Ron, and I didn't see an accent at all. Ron has an opponent. It is, forgive my, I'm going to let him do his last name. Dennis, I'll do it.
It's a name that's hard to say the first couple of times. Point. Okay, it's Caltagirone. It's a very old Italian name going back to 1240 AD, but that's not why I'm here. I'm here because I've been in love with the Keys since my wife and I, my beautiful wife, the blonde lady over there, we honeymooned in Matacumbi in 1968. And we fell in love with the Keys, and we've been in love with each other for 45 years. 46 years on the 24th of August and on the 26th for an anniversary present. You know what you can do to complete the whole week for us. I've been a teacher 42 years, all here in Florida. I've taught every grade, kindergarten through the 12th grade. I was a change agent for the Department of Education for 10 years as a lead teacher. I've been a district teacher of the year, a school teacher of the year, a district teacher of the year finalist 3 times, and acknowledged nationally by a number of institutions for my work as a teacher. I'm also a retired businessman. Lee and I owned a couple of art galleries, a production center, and we had that for 31 years. I come from a corporate family. My dad was a fashion designer and my mother was a corporate executive. I understand business. I really love children, and I'm doing this because of that love for children. I'm also a fiscal person that's of responsible nature. I don't believe in spending money just because it's there. I don't believe in going back to the well and saying, give me more because I didn't do a great job spending what I had. Communication's a huge, huge issue with all the hundreds of parents I've spoken to. They want to be in the communication link with the school system. They'd like their phone calls and their emails responded to in a timely manner. This is coming from them, and I believe in that. I am very quick to respond to everything. I'm a team player. I believe in compromise. I believe in working productively. I also believe in being honest. And I don't need anyone else to make my life fulfilled, because I have this beautiful lady and a lovely 42-year-old daughter that does that for us. So your support is greatly appreciated. You will know me better, and you will realize that I do my homework. Thank you, folks.
Thank you, Dennis. A couple things about sound. One, for all the candidates, speak as close to the mic as you can, and our AV goddess here has given me some flack. The other is, in the audience, it's starting to get a little loud, so if you would keep it down, especially since our next group is the judges, and they can see you better than you can see them, and they'll remember. So, we'll start out with group 3. The incumbent's Luis Garcia. I'm not sure if Luis is here. Does anybody see him? Judge Garcia? All right, then we will move on to group 1. And I see Judge Mark Jones headed this way. Come on up, Mark. And Mark, please pay particular attention to the people talking in the audience. So I want.
Good evening, everyone. And what a wonderful evening it is. I mean, look around. The beach, the water, the palm trees, your friends, your neighbors. This is what living in the Florida Keys is all about. Yeah. This is why it was a dream come true when in 1980, as a young Navy lawyer, I got stationed down here at the Naval Air Station. And this is why I've stayed here and committed to this community for the last 34 years. And it's my honor and privilege to share this special moment with you. And I want to thank Hometown PAC for making this evening possible. You know, in 1996, I was granted a great privilege and honor to be elected as a circuit judge, one of the only 4 in this whole Keys. And I've never forgotten what an honor and privilege as an opportunity I was given. On that bench every day, that's on my mind. To be responsible, to be fair, to be an honest, hard-working judge. And I thank you for giving me that opportunity. And I've always remembered the courts are here to serve the people, not vice versa. As I stand here right now, I'm the most experienced circuit judge in Monroe County. I've had more time on the bench than any current judge in Monroe County, circuit judge that is. I've handled every division of the circuit court, capital cases, civil, criminal cases, juvenile cases, family cases. I've been the presiding judge in the adult drug court for the last 17.5 years. I've been the chief judge of this circuit. I'm the family law administrative judge. I've had a lot of experience. I've learned a lot, and I've tried to do it with integrity. I'm asking you to give me an opportunity to continue to serve you. We all know how important the justice system is to our community. We need a strong justice system. We need to continue to keep our system strong. So I ask you, when you think about your homes, your families, your safety, your children, your businesses, your freedom, think about keeping the system strong. Come August 26th, vote for experience, vote for knowledge, vote for integrity, vote for Judge Mark Jones. And one other thing, when you go into that voting booth, remember, check Mark.
Thank you, Mark. Next up will be his opponent, Don Barrett.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Donald Barrett. I'm running for Circuit Judge Group 1, the seat currently held by Mark Jones. I've been a lawyer now for 18 years, so yes, I am old enough to be a judge. Most of my experience has been here in Monroe County. I was a Florida prosecutor for 9 years. I'm the former Chief Assistant State Attorney of Monroe County, former Division Chief of the Upper Keys State Attorney's Office. And in addition to that experience, I have 7 years of experience running my own law office, where I've handled some high-profile cases. I know what it's like to start a business from the ground up and run that business and be successful. I'm running for judge because it's an important job and it needs to be done as well as possible. First and foremost, a judge should be fair. And by fair, I mean a judge should not prejudge the merits of any case. And they should give people who come to court a full and fair opportunity to be heard. Secondly, a judge should be courteous. It's important to remember that nobody that comes to court wants to be there. A judge should treat every person that comes to court and walks through the door with dignity and respect. And lastly, a judge should be efficient. A judge is paid by tax dollars. It's important for a judge to run their courtroom and resolve cases as efficiently as possible. Now, my opponent says he's the longest serving circuit judge in Monroe County, which he is. Nobody's ran against him since 1996. That's why we think it's time for a fresh, unjaded perspective on the circuit court bench in Key West. It's not just how you act when you're running for judge that's important. What's important is how you act when you are the judge. Now, I live in Key West with my wife of 8 years and our 2 sons, ages 4 and 1. We are fully invested in this community that we've made our home. We also have extended family here. My in-laws have lived here for years. They own a business. They have kids in the high school. I appreciate this opportunity to address you tonight. I ask you to vote for Don Barrett on August 26th if you want to have a fresh perspective in circuit court. And if I am elected, I promise to humbly serve the citizens of this county with the dignity that they deserve. Thank you.
Thank you, Don. Next up is the judge for Group 4. It's incumbent Tegan Slayton. Come on, Tegan. Oh, Tegan. Oh, there you are.
You got a crowd here. Well, first I'd like to thank Hometown for putting on this event once again. It's so important for all of us to get together. Those of us who are running, who have a brief opportunity to address y'all. This is the first of many opportunities, but I welcome it. I also welcome the fact that about 2 weeks ago I was out by Sand Key and I pulled in a 14.5-pound mutton snapper, and I think but I can't be there now. Now, I am the incumbent. This is not a job application for me. I have been circuit judge since elected in 2008. Prior to that, I started at the bottom of the judicial poll with traffic court. I ruled on over about 25 to 30,000 cases. As circuit judge, I've been assigned to every division during my tenure on the bench. I have been in domestic relations court. I have been in child support enforcement, children in need of families, truancy court, dependency drug court, probate court, mental health court, injunction court, civil cases, civil jury trials, divorce actions, child support, paternity. But the most important job I have, and I believe it is the most important job in our courthouse, in our system, is protecting our children. The one assignment that I have kept throughout my tenure on the bench is the dependency court, where the abused, neglected, and abandoned children, while they may not have a voice of their own, I hear them and I see them. What is going on out in the court system and those who are advocating different ideas, and when I get a little confused when there are 8 positions coming in front of me, I open up the left side of the file and there's only one thing there, a picture of the child. And I know no matter what is said throughout the proceedings, if I do right by that child, I've done right by all. I'm not perfect. I can get better. I want to get better, and I need the opportunity, your vote, to get better on August 26th. Thank you very much.
No, we don't do that. Next up, Bonnie Helms. She'll be running against you.
Hi. Hi, y'all. Thanks for coming out tonight. I really am excited to present to all of you a little bit about myself. I bring a unique philosophy to this judicial race. First and foremost, I'm a business person. I've been practicing law and mediation here in the Florida Keys for over 23 years. And I've had a successful practice. Successful because I manage my practice efficiently and effectively. I also am a mediator. And as a mediator, I've learned and I've definitely perfected that skill of listening to the parties present. What's so important about that, those 2 factors in terms of a judgeship, well, and why that makes a good judge, is the fact that as a circuit court judge, I would definitely manage my courtroom efficiently, effectively, and I would also hear all of you that come before me. Why this is important, my unique philosophy, is because you, as Monroe County residents, deserve a good judge. You deserve to be heard, and you deserve to have someone that cares about what you're saying and also manages the courtroom effectively. Mediation and alternative dispute resolution is something that I'm going to talk about throughout this candidacy because it ultimately reduces caseloads and can help move along, particularly those family law cases. And I have plenty of experience in that realm because of my 20+ years, and I thank you all for coming out tonight, and please remember Bonnie Helms and vote on August 26th, the primary, because your vote matters. Thank you.
Thank you, Bonnie. Next up, Jack Bridges. Come on up, Jack.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for being here. Now, before I start asking you for another job, I want to say something that's very important. I want to thank you for the job that you've given me. You see, it was 4 years ago, this was my very first forum, right here at Salute, when I promised that if you elected me to mosquito control, we'd put the taxpayers back in control of mosquito control. And in the last 4 years, well, nobody now makes more than the governor of Florida at mosquito control. We're now invested more heavily in science and in efficiency. We use more reliance on all-natural larvicides and less reliance on toxins. We're more effective at killing mosquitoes than ever. And by the way, that's after $2 million in budget cuts. Since 2014, we're on a 2005 budget now. Now, the reason I'm running for circuit judge is a whole host of reasons, and you can certainly see them in my flyers. However, I'm just going to concentrate on two tonight, because I believe that we need to put more attention on juvenile probation cases and people with young adults, as well as on DCF cases. You see, the law already allows a judge to bring in people on probation as often as necessary to commend them, to admonish them, to encourage them, or to threaten them if necessary. I want to see us start doing that. It is my dream that one day we will have kids who are on probation, who may not have had the very best parenting in the world, who actually go out of the courtroom and they say, you know what? That judge said he was proud of me. I want to make him proud of me next year. The way you do that is you talk with everybody in the courtroom together, the defense lawyer, the prosecutor, the juvenile probation officer, or the adult probationer, and you ask them questions. How's your job going? How's school going? How's your girlfriend? You better get your head on straight. Whatever it needs to do. Why do I care about that? Because, you know, if you impact a kid, if you can save a child, you impact generations of people to come. I also believe that we can make improvements in DCF cases. If I'm elected circuit judge, I'm going to add more time to the docket to follow up with these DCF cases to make sure that kids get permanency as soon as possible. Ladies and gentlemen, kids are not canned goods. They are perishable items. We need to achieve permanency. Is it time? Really? Thank you very much for having me. I'm Jack Bridges. Everybody calls me Jeff Bridges. Maybe in Los Angeles he's got that problem with everybody calling him Jack Bridges, but Bridges is all you need to remember. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jeff. What? Okay, before we get to the U.S. rep, I want to we mentioned that we film all of this and it goes on YouTube. In addition, every one of these candidates, all like 20-something of them, will do an individual interview on Channel 19 with a Jenna Stauffer. She's here somewhere. If you haven't signed up with her yet, please do. And if you want to see all the individual interviews, go to our website and go down to the YouTube channel. And there's a lot of interesting stuff there. There's nothing like actually seeing a one-on-one with the candidates to get an idea of what they're like. It's not quite as good as this, but for those that can't do it, it's worth it. Right. Let's get into U.S. Representative for Congress. who would have thought years ago that we would have had congressional candidates down at our event? So, I don't believe Joe was here today. I think I heard him going up the keys this morning. But if Joe around, Robin? No? I'm sorry, we have to only have the individuals themselves. You can say hello. Jennifer. Say hello. Jen's been down here for a couple of years, done a great job. I think she's up in D.C. right now. But our policy is that we don't have stand-ins, and it's worked for us in the past. So even as much as I'd like to have Jennifer up here, we can't. So without Jennifer, we'll go into the opponents. First up will be Carlos Curbelo. Carlos, come on up.
Thank you, Todd, and thank you, Hometown. I was going to say I'll let Jennifer speak before I let Joe speak, okay? My name's Carlos Curbelo. I am married. I've been married to my wife, Cecilia, for 8 years, and we have 2 little girls. So I know what it's like to be a minority and lose a lot of votes, which is it's good practice for politics sometimes. I lose every vote at home, 3-1. I'm running for Congress. I'll give you 2 big reasons. Number 1, my time on the school board in Miami-Dade County has given me hope that responsible, limited government can change people's lives for the better. In Miami-Dade County, we run a school system that teaches 350,000 students. Our budget is $4.5 billion. We have almost 40,000 full-time employees. Since 2008 to now, our budget went from about over $6 billion to just under $4 billion at its low point. During that time, we did not lay off a single teacher. We gave teachers raises. We went from 11 F high schools, schools where children were not learning, to 0 F high schools. Student performance went up. We reduced the property tax rate every single year. So what did I learn? What have I learned? That good government can do more with less and can provide a quality product for its constituents. The second reason I'm running, I am sick and tired of hearing people in Washington say that they're worried about their children and grandchildren. That's me and my children. And if they're so worried about us, we ought to have a seat at the table while we're making big decisions in this country. And you think about what's happening in this country, $18 trillion in debt, Social Security and Medicare scheduled to go bankrupt within the next 15 years. What's going to be left for us? People ask me if I'm worried about my kids. I say, yeah, but I'm worried about me too. You know, so these are some of the things that motivated me and made me jump into this race, despite the fact that it's a big sacrifice for my family. So this is a diverse district. There are a lot of different people with different interests between Calle Ocho and Duval Street, but I think we're all united by the desire to have a strong nation where future generations can grow up in the country that we've had the privilege to grow up in. So thank you very much. I'll be seeing you a lot along the way.
Next up, Ed McDougall. Come on up, Ed.
I appreciate Hometown putting this on. It's really nice to come down and see my folks because this is my territory. I know I only have 2 minutes, so I'm going to give you a little bit of my background. I'm 4 generations in South Dade and the Keys. We've owned 3 homes down here through the years. We still have one in our family in Key Largo. This is my home. This is where I raised my family. That's where I was raised. My children, myself, my grandchildren. This is where we recreated. This is where we worked. I grew up in a place called Cutler Ridge, now Cutler Bay. I was the vice chair that put together the pro forma budget for the town. I was the chairman that put together the constitution of the town. And I'm very proud to say that we have over 85% of reserves to our budget, probably the highest in the state. So obviously I'm a fiscal conservative. My background as a kid growing up, Cutler Ridge, after high school there's a war on. I see a lot of gray hair out here. Went to Vietnam. I thank you for your service. I've did 2 combat tours myself. Proud to say that I'm an airborne previous special forces. I served in the regular Army and also the Army Reserve and the Army National Guard. Pleasure to serve my country. I served on the Miami-Dade Police Department for 12.5 years. I retired as a sergeant honorably. I had a different calling. During the period I was on the department, I earned my undergraduate degree in constitutional law. I believe in the law. I believe in law and order. But my calling was business. So I lived the American dream. I borrowed $2,500, started a company 34 years ago, and it has 5 corporations today. It's a very large company, and my 2 40-something-year-old kids now own it and run it. They give me a check every week. I'm retired. And I've been married for 45 years to the same woman. I have 4 grandchildren. The oldest is 18. And yes, this is about my grandchildren. This is not about me. This is about the future of this nation. And we must learn to give for that next generation. That's what we do. We don't do this for ourselves. My wife and I and our family, we've done well. My oldest grandson is 18, getting ready to go to FSU. And I want to make sure that when he graduates from college, that he has an opportunity to live the life that we've lived. I believe in these things. I believe that integrity and honesty and duty and honor are real. That's what I will bring to the table. Now, this man just sat up next to me, so I know my time is limited. So before I get the hook, I'm going to ask you to do me a favor. Bring some integrity. Bring some honesty to this district, District 26, the place that I love and our family has lived in. And vote for Ed McDougall in August 26. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Okay, next up, thank you, Ed. Jose Peixoto. Closer this time, right?
Good evening, folks. I have to make a 4 thank you here. First, for the owner of this place to have us meeting here. Second, to the Hometown Pack. It's always grateful. Every year, these people put this wonderful service to the community. Third, to you guys to be here and list us to talking. Someone's going to say some good things. Someone's going to say a lot of BS. And the fourth one, I want to say thank you for our veterans. If not them, we're not going to be here today. I know you guys like me tired to being seen at Miami politicians. Can't do something else right? They can't. Everything else has to be under the table, over the table, on the side of the table. It's a time for us to change that. That's a time for us to bring a calm guy out there. It's a time for bring a guy from the South. A hard work man, have worked very hard to raise his family, but having ideas. And I want you guys to look at my website and look at my cards and have my phone number and call me. Ask for every single situation we have today in the U.S. I have the way to fix. Immigration, Cuban, health care, anything else. And one of the guys who just speaking here a little while ago, he say about economic, we want a better country. Mr. Curvelo is in favor of a Common Core. Common Core, it's Obamacare, the education. Watch that out. We don't need somebody else there with that kind of mentality. We don't need the federal government to rule our lives. We need us to do what we want, what's the best for us. August 26, Jose Peixoto, Republican for U.S. Congress District 26. And my introduction is only one. I'm a Keys greeter. Thank you very much, and I appreciate your vote.
Thank you, Jose. All right, this brings us to County Commission. District 4 incumbent. So far, no opponent. We're looking. David Rice, come on up.
Well, thank you guys. And by the way, it's wonderful to see all of you here again. We always look forward to this. And my God, we have a lot of interested people. So thank you for having us here. We really appreciate it. I'm David Rice. I'm looking for re-election back to my seat on the Monroe County Board of County Commission. I'm heading up here. 51 years ago, my wife Mary and I moved to the Keys. I was a young psychologist. She's looking at me wrong. It was 1973. You do the math. It was a lot of fun. And in any case, we've raised our kids here, 2 children. We now have a grandson that we're very joyfully watching here in our county that we all love. On the Monroe County Commission, we handle a lot of different things. Some of you may not be aware that we're in the midst of a multi-year project on this very property that we're standing on. There have been several $million. There will be several more million, making this an even more beautiful place for you here. Over the years, we have accomplished a number of things. You notice I didn't say I, right, Sylvia? I didn't say I, and the reason I didn't say I is I serve on a board of 5 people. Anything that I did with those people. We have a wonderful board, in my opinion. We treat each other with respect. We don't agree all the time. We even yell at each other every now and then, but we love each other and we have fun. We treat the public with respect as they come before us, and I think that's an important issue in any level of government. One of the things that we've done over the past 10 years is we are winding up right now about $1 billion project in wastewater. We brought in $50 million from Tallahassee, and it's looking real good for another 50 this year. Please vote David Rice. I hope to keep serving you for at least one more time. Thanks a lot, guys.
When I saw the look on Mary's face when David said how many years they've been down here, I learned something not to do when you're speaking in public.
That's how long we've been married.
I got that. All right, that brings us District 2. The incumbent is George Nugent. Come on up, George.
Thank you very much, Todd. Thank you for the turnout that we have here tonight in this not annual event, but it seems like an annual event from time to time. But I would like to point out, as we stand here in the great city of Key West, a world-known city, which is, and I have to describe it as our total economic locomotive that drives the train that is our economy, that we are so fortunate to live in one of the most blessed counties with the most blessed cities in this state of Florida. We are one of 67 counties. We have the lowest unemployment in the state of Florida. We also have the lowest millage rate in the state of Florida because of our property values. And one of the equations and elements that sits within that is that the cost of government is what drives millage rates and property values that generates the taxes that you have to pay. One of the things that we've done in the last 6 years with the sitting commission that we have, which to me should be recognized by you for the things that we've done. For 6 years now, and a lot of it is owed to our county administrator that I had the vision to promote and make sure that he got employed, along with the support of 4 other commissioners. But Roman has done a tremendous job in conjunction with the sitting commission that we have. We are doing things from Ocean Reef to Key West while keeping your taxes low that I never expected. One of the things that we have done, and being the longest sitting commissioner on the commission, which Heather reminds me of how old I am on a regular basis when I make statements like that, almost from the standpoint of being a miracle. 20 years ago, almost 20 years ago, here we go with the math again, 99, 3, 95, which in 1999, when Ken Sorensen was elected our state representative, is it over with already? $1 billion wastewater environmental issue that we've accomplished along with our residents throughout Monroe County, something that you can't imagine that 70,000 people could accomplish, but we did that within our community. The other thing that I want to say in passing is that, vote for me on the 26th, but we are standing right here on 2 wholly owned subsidiaries, Salute and Higgs Beach.
There's always one we have to kick off the stage. Thank you, Commissioner. His opponent will be Danny Cole. Danny, where are you?
Thank you, Todd, and thank you, Hometown PAC, for providing this this forum.
I see a lot of friendly faces, a lot of familiar faces. For those of you that do not know my name is Danny Cole, and I'm running for County Commissioner, District 2. I am running based on my own record of community service and business experience. Experience that counts. Experience that I will put to work for you. Typically, everyone asks, why are you running for office? I am running for office because I truly believe that one person can make a difference. I am running for public office because I want to represent your interests in all the important issues that the county is facing, such as wastewater, flood insurance, windstorm insurance, and many others. My parents migrated from Cuba in the 1960s, looking for freedom and a better life for my sister and me. And I consider myself the perfect example that the American dream still exists. They say timing is everything, and I agree. This is perfect timing for me. It's the first time in over 30 years that I'm no longer in business. So I am ready to be your full-time commissioner. The theme of my campaign is, I am available. And this I promise you. My cell number is 872-1111. You can call me 24/7. And you can also check out my website, dannycole.com, or you can friend me on Facebook. That way you can see what I've been doing and follow me in the campaign trail. For any questions or concerns, please come and see me after the event. Thank you.
Thank you, Danny. Well, looks like that's it. We want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. Oh wait, there is one. Actually, because of someone that's going to speak that's not officially on the list, something to think about is that if certain things happen, we may actually have a city commission seat open. And something Hometown wants to implore the various Key West city commissioners for. Terry, I'm talking to you on this. There is a question, if a city commission seat opens, whether the city commission would appoint somebody to that seat or whether they would let everybody elect somebody to that seat. We would very much encourage the city commission to elect somebody to that seat. If that was ever to happen, but no appointment, we want to see an election. So with that, and again, that's hypothetical, I want to bring up our current mayor, Craig Cates. He's running for re-election.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for coming tonight. Thank you, Todd, for Hometown PAC for putting this on. Incredible turnout. I'd just like to say that, I'm announcing my candidacy for a 4th term, but it's within 5 years. Not many people have had to run that many times for 4 terms. It's been kind of stressful there, but always had a community to support me, so I appreciate it. I don't consider myself a politician. I consider myself a mechanic. I grew up here, had a good business opportunities, invested our money, made some money, so I was able to retire and become your mayor full-time. I'm the only full-time mayor that Key West has had in forever. So I devote all my time to the city. And Key West has had a great 5 years. We've had a good commission we worked with. The citizens have a lot of support. We've got a lot of accomplishments. $2.2 million savings on the ambulance service for 3 years. That's a tremendous savings. We got all these projects, $40 million worth of projects we're starting this year. All the money's in the bank. We got Glen Archer, we got Truman Annex, we got a fire station downtown. Key West, the hotels have sold for a record amount of money. Key West economy is booming. That's shows you that the business community feels that Key West has a tremendous future. And I've kept all my promises since I was first elected. I believe we know that Key West is cleaner. We've added 3 new crews to the maintenance department. We've improved the cleanliness of Key West. It's been safer. For the last 5 years, crime has gone down every year in Key West. We've increased our recycling with our new contract coming up this year with all the support of the community behind us. And we will continue to keep Key West moving forward and improving our quality of life. I know he's standing up there. So I just want to say thank you for giving me the opportunity to serve you in the past, and I look forward to us all working together to keep Key West moving forward.
Thank you, Craig. The next person who's announced and is on my list is Sloan Bashinsky.
I can't talk 209. No naked girl's gonna ride by on her bicycle as far as I know. Hollering, Sloan for mayor, nude beach for Key West. You turn that into a nude beach, you would be able to fire the Tourist Development Council. There would be nothing but people on the beach. Hotels wouldn't have enough rooms. Anyway, I'm the off-the-wall candidate. And that means I'm off the wall because just about everything I suggest for the city would work if they would do it. Meaning, what they're doing is spaghetti thrown against the wall, and it just sticks there. And now you have Truman Waterfront. That's spaghetti stuck on the wall. They're not going to be able to pay for it. They're going to make you pay for it. It's going to be a fee park. You're going to get a tax bill for it every year. If you want to, some of you know me, some of you don't. Craig, I'm sorry you've had to work so hard for all these years, but you said when you ran in 209, that was the only time you're going to run. So, you did it to yourself, and at this meeting the other day over at Angela Court, we agreed anybody that runs for public office, especially for mayor, is insane. Because of the hell you catch once you get the job. And it's true, it's a hell job. And you've got to be crazy to do it. Now, I have a website that I write to every morning, goodmorningkeywest.com, and you can go there any morning. I'm usually published by 12 o'clock, sometimes before, and see something new every day. A State of the Union message for Key West and other things, on things that are hot. It's going to be different the way I put it up there. Am I done now, Todd? Okay, thank you.
I must say, Sloan, if you have to be crazy to be mayor, you're eminently qualified. And Sloan is a very good friend of mine, so I can say. Okay, now, that is the last of the officially announced candidates, but this being a call for candidates event, remember the whole idea is to let people test the water, to try their hand at public speaking, be it may, or see what the reaction would be. So is there anybody that might want to speak?
Todd, I must say, blue looks really good on you, brother. That's my color. After giving some serious consideration to what Sloan Bashinsky has said about being insane to run for mayor, I've decided I'm not running. You know, the first thing I want to do, because it's important, it really is important. I'm a child of the 60s, and I've always said that there was a saying back then that if you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. So give yourselves a hand tonight, because coming out here and listening to this and putting your families through this, so you really deserve a round of applause. Especially the families, believe me, I know. You know, a few years back when I... Sorry? Okay, I'm done.
Actually, Tony, that is I mean, this is for candidates, if you're going to run.
Then why'd you call me up?
Because you said you wanted to.
Then why'd you call it testing the waters, Todd?
But the first thing you said, Tony, was you're not going to run.
That was a joke about Sloan Bashinsky, unless you're implicating that Sloan Bashinsky's actually crazy. I don't think you would call him crazy in this forum, would you?
Are you thinking of running?
Oh, and now we're changing the tune. Yes. Am I thinking? Would you ask him?
Yes. Are you thinking of running?
Duh. Thank you. I'm glad we went from testing the water to doing the waters. Look, when,
you want to go there with our...
you do that every day in the Citizen.
Come on, man. Get on with it.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner Rice. Look, it's real simple. People asked me to run years ago because there was a section of our community that was disenfranchised. The working people, the seniors, the children, they asked me to run. We represented a constituency. Our promise was that we would have accessibility and that we would have consensus building and we would have clarity. And we've done that. We've done what we've promised. If my constituency wants me to run, I'm listening. I'm out to listening to what's going on. But what you have to focus on is not what's happened in the past, but what's going to happen in the future. And I'm telling you, the legacy of the city of Key West is at stake here. You can talk all you want about affordable housing, but if you haven't done it, you can't talk about it. You can talk all you want about the young people and the seniors of this community, but you have to do something. You have to be able to walk the talk. And folks, I'm going to tell you, because I'm going to get the hook real quick. If you really believe that the cruise ship issue is over, you're out of your mind, because I'm going to tell you, it's coming right back at you. So I will ask my constituency, you want to talk to me on Facebook, talk to me on the phone, and Mr. German, with all due respect, when I announce it, I'll be for the media's whim with mine. Thank you very much for listening and for the opportunity.
Well, that went well. In all seriousness, is there anybody else out there for any office that is interested in running? Walter Brinsky? No? Okay, that's fair. Jimmy Weekly? We talked today. All right. Well, with that, and we want to really I thank everybody. I mean, we've never had a turnout like this, I don't believe. And look for us June 20th. The site is to be announced. We're trying to find air conditioning. June 20th will be our Meet the Candidates. So only qualified candidates will be there. Please stay, have dinner, have a drink. Somebody please reserve me a Captain and Tonic at the bar, because I never get one. So, thank you, everyone.